Okay, so you have your token sorting dispenser here, and it should look like this when fully assembled. This is the top, and as you can see, nice and easy to slide the numbers out. You should be able to see the number. This should be facing forward. If it's not facing forward, you've got it in the wrong way around. So we're going to start by removing the bands. And this is quite simple, so again, just be careful, because once this bottom is removed, there's a possibility that the tokens can come out. So now, the middle part will still be mute, and you should have this upside down so that your token go there. Then we're going to carefully remove the bottom. Top. Button. And the button has a little holes in, like so. Then we're going to pop the air out. And again, remember that when you remove this, the tokens are free to move. So this should just slide out. So to remove the current tokens, what I like to do is hold the tokens with my fingers like this, both sides, and carefully guide them out. So I'm going to hold both sides, and I'm going to tip them upside down. As you can see, I'll just do it one side so you can see. Try my fingers guiding out to prevent them from moving. And just so you can see. So like that. And then I can carefully take the top off. And there we go. Tokens. So to check what tokens are in order, I like to use this little dial, but you could use anything. You could use this and what you're going to do, take the end and you're going to poke it through like so. Yeah, so I like to poke it through like so. So now I've got one of them. And then not put a go anywhere. So now I can check that I've got an order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So now I'm going to stack them. And I'm going to stack them in order that the largest number goes to the bottom first. So in this case, the bottom number is 140 because the most this can take is 140. And then the first number should be 0001, and that should be the number at the top. So I like to load them in 20s because it's going to be a little bit easier. So this one, 81, and then the back one, 100. And I've checked the order as I go. And I'm going to make it so that this is on top so that you can always see the number. I'm going to slide them into my dial like so. Nice and easy to stack. Like so, again. Top number should be 61. Yeah. Okay. Load them into a stack. So, nice and easy. So, as you can see, I've stacked them all now from top to bottom, 1 being at the top and 140 being at the bottom. I'm using a dowel, but like I said earlier, you can use anything similar. And I'm going to make sure they're nice and straight, all in, and they're nice and secure. Again, I've counted them to make sure they're in the correct order before I put them into the device. So, with my device, this is the top, as I said before, and you want the number facing forward so you can see it when you're handing out the tokens. And this is the bottom. Now what we're going to do is slide these tokens into this. So I'm going to make sure they're nice and tight, like so, and then, nice and simple, I'll take this, facing forward, so this way is forward, so that I can see the number at the top, and my dial's going to pop out the top, like so, as you can see. That's now popped out the top here. And then I'm going to pop them in nice and gently all the way down my lower. There we go. And then I'll carefully paste. And then I'm going to take this one. I'm carefully going to slide it off the table, let's say. And I'm going to push it forward just like so. There we go, so you can see, pushed it forward like that. So the bottom, you can't see the barcode. And then taking my arrow, so that this way is forward as before, and then going to pop it in, and it should now line up. And as it lines up, it's going to push my dowel forward and up the top, like so. Now, I'm happy that's in. I can now remove my dowel, and now my stack is secure. Up and down. And as long as I have hold of this bit here securely, our stack should stay nice and secure. So as you can see, I can see the top number. This is 1. So I hooked onto the bottom to make it so it's secure. And now then I place my lid. And like that. So now whatever happens, it's not going to laugh. It's nice and secure. So using lower bands, I'm going to secure it. I like to use heavy duty ones. I've got a little bit of elastic in, not too much. This is going to allow the band to pull the device upwards to make it easy to slide out the tokens. So carefully towards the back, you're going to see at the top, there's a groove here, and you're going to place the band in this groove. Then, as you may notice, there's these little side hips, both sides, like little fins. What we're going to do, we're going to wrap the bands around both of those. This can be a little bit tricky, so if that's the case, you can pop it on its side to keep it from slipping. And making sure it's in the band a bit correctly, you're going to take it and you're going to pull it down like that. So I've taken it, pulled it down. That's one side on, secure. This is still in here, nice and secure, as I said, in the groove. I'm going to come around to the other side, and this is probably the most fiddliest part. Taking my band and making sure it goes in here. Now, I want to keep it on top of this little lip here. Don't know if you can see that. This little lip here. So I pull it around. It's going to go on top of that lip. Just like that. That is now nice and secure. So as you can see, it's on top of my little lip. I can now pull that down a little bit. Like that. And that's now done the work. To help me keep the bottom secure, because obviously if the bottom falls off and this isn't secured properly by a band, unfortunately all tokens are likely to fall out. So to make sure that is secure, I'm going to hook it on. I'll turn it upside down, all the leather bound, and quite simply just secure it. So you don't want it so it's going to be in the way of your other band. So just like that. Now I like to make sure it's nice and secure, but there's no rips in it. If it's like this, so it has a twist in it like that, it's not going to support itself quite so well. It's going to be quite wobbly. Whereas if you keep it so it's nice and straight, like that, you can then place it on the table and it's secure and it's not going to make it. Okay, so then when you have your device and you're happy with the placement, what you then do at the top, as you can see, number 1. So all I'm going to do then is start putting out my tokens. So again, conference ID, put them out, and then hand them to the person who's coming through from the top view. Pull them out. And as you can see, I can see which number is at the top, so I know I'm giving it in the right order. And now, as you'll notice, as I pull them out, my band is going to increase and go up. So I'm not having to assist it. Now, when you get a little bit farther out to about here, you might then have to assist it because obviously the band is then not stretched anymore. So in this case, all you need to do is push these little bits here up. So your sharp fins, just hold them at the bottom, push them up towards your fingers so they're going upwards, and then nice and easy, and that'll come out. If for any reason you need to put the stack back in, make sure it's in order when you checked it. So again, you can use your dowel to do this, or a safety pin, or whatever you have. It's nice and easy to check. So just make sure they're in order. So I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all in order, and happy with that. Then I'm going to take it off the dowel, make sure the nice and lined up, and again, but I can see my 1. This needs to be facing forward. And remember, the smallest number needs to be on top. Then what I'm going to do is push this down like that. And then I can very carefully place them all back inside. Starting with my biggest number, so 9. Like I said, that was 10. And just copy it in, slide it in the top like so. So the number is facing upwards. So the number is not down like that, it was up. And then I'm going to slide it in so that the dark is at the back. Like that.